You've been asked a lot about Jack Roslovic, so I'll go at it from a slightly different aspect here. When players see a guy carrying the puck, as long as he carries it, being sort of offensively dangerous with the puck and creating in different ways, is it contagious to players throughout the lineup? Have you seen him sort of bring life to other people's games indirectly as well?
Oh, I don't know about that. Some people don't have the ability to do it. Yeah, it's a pretty deep question for a first question. Jack's playing well, and I think he has the ability and more the willingness to hold on to pucks and make plays. As far as it rubbing off on people, I don't know. I don't look at it that way. I think each individual player has his own set of skills and willingness, and you're working from there.
Andrew Peak had not played a game in 11 months or so. How impressed were you with him last night? I don't know if you've seen the tape.
Yeah.
Yet, just his first game back.
Yeah. He gave us some good minutes. I think he makes on the I think it was the 5th goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, when Kaner turns it up, he turns it over there, but I think he's trying to make the right play about just getting the puck out of the end zone. Not too many players can turn a puck up that way like Kane and then make a backhand saucer play to score that goal. Not many players can do that quickly. But no, for the amount of time that he's been off from playing a competitive game, I thought he gave us some really good minutes.
I know it wasn't anybody's choice to do this. It's obviously extenuating circumstances. But how much did you worry about him with all that time off? He didn't play in the bubble. You hadn't been able to get him in until last night. With a young player like that, how much had you been thinking just about his development and progression?
Well, you're always worried about, especially defensemen. All players, you're always worried about their development, but that defensive position, with the amount of things you have to process as far as your reads and stuff like that, you only can do that in game situations. So yeah, we're really concerned about that, and I'm glad he handled himself the right way. He'll go back in tomorrow.
Thanks.
Okay. Next we'll go to Mark Scheib. Go ahead, Mark.
Thank you, Glenn. And John, just on Jonesy, are you starting to see some offensive strides in his game? I know there's a lot of work on the defensive end needs to be done, but are you starting to see some strides on that offensive end?
Well, he touched the puck a lot last night. I think we're seeing some improvement, but we all hold Jonesy in such a high standard. And is he there? No, in both parts of his game. But Jonesy can be a very good player when when we think he's below his standard of play. He can still add to the club here. And the hopeful part for me is I know there's more there, and he knows there's more there. There needs to be more consistency in both parts of his game, and that will come. He's such a good pro, and he cares. He knows the responsibility he carries with this club. So we're fighting along here, trying to keep our head above water. We still got a number of guys that aren't totally there, Jonesy being one of them, but they will get there eventually.
Okay. Next, we'll go to Brian Hedger. Go ahead, Brian.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. You touched on this last night a little bit with Del Zotto. He's kind of been racking up the hits a little bit this year. Is that something new that you have kind of noticed in his game from the last time you coached him? Did you know that he was maybe a little more physical for an offensive defense?
Yeah, I think he's been more physical due to one point. We talked as a staff to him about just making a decision. We've talked to all our defensemen, and quite honestly, all our players in coverage, in defensive zone coverage, about not being in between, about being quicker to a puck, quicker to a body, and initiating our defense instead of I just felt we have done a lot of mirroring. We have the inside covered, but we're allowing them to play. We're allowing them to skate out of the corners, and and continue their offense. So we have really tried to concentrate on trying to take time and space, not being concerned about a mistake in a read, but if you make a read, go with it. And I think Michael has been probably our best guy doing that right now, and where he's zeroed in if it's a puck carrier and he has a chance to close, get a stick on a puck and close them out, he is going. And I think he's done a really good job of that. And I think that's brought some of that physical play in. And I think all of us have to be more involved that way, because we've just given up, although last night we did a much better job, we're giving up way too many chances within our coverage of defensive zone.
Yeah, he misses a shot in the first period, I think last night, way over the net, yells and everything about it. But then, but then in the third period, he comes up with that huge goal. It's right on there. How nice was it to see him fill the net there? This point.
Yeah, and I think it's great he gets rewarded there because he makes two really good plays to start plays. He makes a little 5-foot pass. I forget which goal it was. He's getting closed out on the boards in our end. We have support in the middle of the ice. He looks over his shoulder, takes the hit, and just dumps the play off in the middle of the ice. 5-foot play, and we're out, and we end up scoring a goal. The winning goal, he goes north with it. I think Pika moves the puck D to D to him. He goes north right away to Oliver. Oliver makes a good play to Stenz, and Stenz scores. That's Michael's biggest strength of his game, is his puck moving. And he's doing a really good job of we're really, we're trying to get out into the middle of the ice. For a lot of minutes this year, we just been banging it up the boards and jamming it into their shin pads, and they continue their forechecks. So we've made a tremendous amount of effort and thought into trying to come out the middle more. Michael's made some good plays there.
The last one for me, we've seen Zach on the ice a little bit. I don't know, he was practicing today. Do you have any update on him at all?
Yeah, he'll be good to go.
Okay.
Okay, next we'll go to Jeff Svoboda. Go ahead, Jeff.
Thanks, Glenn. Thanks, Torts. Cam talked about this a little bit after the game last night, and it looked like you guys were just more confident with the puck on your stick, more confident in generating chances. And was that something you could sense on the bench? There was obviously, I think, more offensive zone time, more shot attempts. Was just could you feel that kind of coming along as the game went on?
No question. And it's just crazy what happens. They end up going bang bang to go 2-1 early in the second period, and that's when we start playing. From that point on, although they score some goals, I thought we were a much better hockey club as far as making plays, having the willingness to make plays. Our forecheck was better. Our chances were better versus our chances against throughout the rest of the game from that point on. So, who's to figure how you get them turned around? I think it's kind of up to them and their feelings about what's going on. And you end up getting some success and some passing and some plays, and each player starts feeling better about themselves. So hopefully that'll carry into our next game. Biggest thing for me is we needed to outscore a team last night, and we were able to do that. We just have not done that very often for a number of years, and that's a really good sign that maybe some guys are gaining some confidence with the puck.
And you say hopefully they take it forward. In your coaching career, does a wild win like that, where you do see things that kind of happened last night, carry over, or is it just you just never know from game to game?
Well, talk to me in 5 games and see where we're at there. If we win our next 5, it carried over. If we still struggle and inconsistent, I'm not so sure it did. All you can do is hope. They had a good practice today. They were, hasn't been a real lot of fun this year with some of the stuff rolling around on us and just the inconsistency. But I give our guys credit. We've still kept ourselves above the water level and stayed with it, stayed in the hunt here. Hopefully some other good things happen tomorrow night.
Thanks, Torts.
Okay, next we'll go to Dave Metzel. Go ahead, Dave.
Thanks, Glenn. Thanks, John. 11 guys on the score sheet. You had guys new to the roster. You got guys who've been here for a long time. In terms of blending this team moving forward, what are the advantages of having a game like that where everybody gets a little feel for it and they're all working together?
Yeah, I thought everybody contributed. There are still struggles away from the puck with a lot of new bodies, new defensemen. center iceman, defenseman and center iceman have a lot to do with your coverages in your end. Patty's learning. Jack, a number of guys. Tech's a young center, now he's on wing. There's a lot of different things going on here, but I think the biggest thing is when you come back like that, where 4-2. And listen, in the back of my mind, I said, man, this could be 6-2, 7-2 now, because it was such a deflator to get scored on right away. 4-2, and for them to hang in there and find a way. Hopefully that triggers some things. It triggers better concentration. It triggers more intensity consistently through the game. It was nice to see him have a few laughs after the game in the locker room, and hopefully that stuff gets a little contagious and we loosen up and play.
Yeah, a little bit of an exhale after, again, some of the stuff this team has been through, a chance to just sort of exhale and enjoy it.
Yeah, I don't think the outside stuff, as far as with Patty and Luke and all that stuff, I don't think that's ever affected the team. I just think they want to play better. I think they want to be more consistent in winning, and they want to feel that they had a full game consistently. I think that's what they're worried about. The other stuff, I say again, we solve the problem, we go. And they feel the same way. It's not talked about anymore. I just think they're a little frustrated with themselves that we can't get a good, sound, consistent footing. And to have some fun after a win like that, have a few laughs in the locker room, in really, guys, an atmosphere of really, you can't really work on your camaraderie because you can't go anywhere. You can't go out to dinner. You're by yourself. These young kids in their apartments back home can't go out, can't do anything. It's really hard to get that camaraderie. So things like this are at a premium for us. So we got to grab a hold of it and try to enjoy the moment.
And my last question is about Boone. He's got 4 goals in 15 games, and none of them are, greasy, knocking him in off somebody's ankle. He's scored some good goals. Nice power play goal last night. Yeah. Have you detected a better feel or a better shot selection? What is it about his game right now that is allowing him to have that kind of success early?
I just think he just keeps on going straight ahead. There's nothing's changed in his game. You get a little puck luck, like we get a good bounce off the goalie, but Jens is right where he needs to be in the blue. I don't think there's anything special here that's going on with him. He is what he is, and that's why he's been such a successful guy in the National Hockey League. Whether the puck's going in for him or not, there's always going to be minutes for him just because of the way he plays. Like I told you last year, during the bubble, that last game kind of had he struggled. He had some struggles, and I sat him, and that's one of the hardest things for me to do is sit a guy like that. And I'm sure that's in the back of his mind, but he's such he's just, young guys need to watch him. He doesn't need to say a word. Young guys need to watch him, and they'll figure it out with how you play in this league.
Thanks, John.
Okay, finally, we'll go back to Brian Hedger. Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, hey, John, Razovic last night on his first goal, that power play goal, that's from the bumper position, that middle spot or whatever. What does that do for your power play when you got a guy there who's, not just going to pass the puck around? I mean, he could be a one-timer threat.
Well, we put him there because we're not sure how teams are going to kill against that unit where you got Patty over there ready to slap it around. And with that shot, so do they. If they favor him, I think you got a pretty good guy in the middle of the box. We tried Cam there. Cam just didn't feel comfortable there, and so we have him on the flank on the other group. So it's kind of pick your poison, or pick your poison is kind of a, I don't know, corny term, but you're trying to take what they give you, and if they overplay Patty, there's going to be something happening in the middle there with Jack. And I thought it was a good play by Max. It was a good read by Max. It was a great release by Jack. So maybe they start thinking about Jack now, and then that's where that seam play comes across or over and around to Patty, and things can happen there. So those are the things you're looking for when you're using all your people on the power play.
is it hard to find guys who are really good at that position and kind of being that dual threat?
Yeah, that position, yeah, we've gone through with some of our guys. You put them in the middle of the ice there in that 1-3-1. I hate calling it the bumper. I just hate that word. It's the guy in the middle of the ice, and it's kind of people, the offensive guys, and you talk people that are on your power play. It's like you have your foot halfway out the door off the power play because you're in that spot. That's one of the most important spots with this type of setup because you're supporting plays all through it, and it releases pressure off of certain people when they bump it into you, and you throw it back out to them. So it's such an important spot that I think goes a little unnoticed. And Jack's learning it. Cam had a tough time understanding positioning and supporting it. Cam was putting himself trying to put him into a scoring position all the time, where sometimes you need to be in a support position.
Yeah.
Nick has done a really good job of that the past couple of years, and so it's a really important position.
You used bump.
I did use bump, but I'm not going to call that guy the bumper.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
just saying. I pointed it out. I'm not the only one that used bump.
Don't ever use that word with me again, bumper.
I won't.
Okay.
Noted.
All right,